Live from the basement of Orchids Asia Day Spa, it's the Basement Benchwarmers Podcast.
Yeah, downstairs here at the old Day Spa, Robert Kraft gave us the, we got like those like little gift cards from him. He's a friend of the show, Robert Kraft. He just handed them out to us. So
it's funny how cheap he is. We still got to pay a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
He gave me a sample lotion. I don't know what to do with it.
He gave Willie sample dust. So Ed's back this week. Eric and Willie are here. So let's start off like we always do. Ed, how was your week?
My week was awesome.
2 weeks. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
hunting, right?
Hunting, the real sport, not like all these sports.
And Eric, how was yours?
I picture Ed out there like Ted Nugent with his shirt off and just blood all over him while he's hunting, playing a little guitar. No?
Yeah, you're dead on.
Oh, okay.
I think it's more like the
cat scratch fever.
He's
baby.
more of a skin flute guy, but we'll move on.
Wow. Speaking of skin flutes,
Willie.
Hey, what's a skin flute?
Ay. Come on.
That's on the clip show.
Yes, it is. That's our Christmas show.
I don't think the Lawrence Welk show ever had that, did they? The skin flute.
Oh, so Willie, how was your week?
What week?
They all run together for Willie.
Yeah, it was good as far as I remember. Yeah.
Okay, good. So let's start off tonight with a little MLB talk. Tonight's show, let's go over that. A little MLB, a little NBA, a lot of NFL, a lot of injuries this past weekend. Also, we have the beer of the week. We have a little shower stall. And a little top 10 for you after our buddy Robert Kraft, so that'll be later. So let's start off with the MLB, and as of tonight, the Cubs clinched a playoff spot. Wow, shouldn't do those pregame drinks as much. So as of right now, as of today, the teams that are in, if it ended right now, which the season ends on Sunday, if I'm correct, we have the Rays, White Sox, A's, Twins, Yankees, Astros, Indians, Blue Jays. With the Mariners 4 games back, I'm going to say that sounds like who's getting in. With the MLB, the NL, we got Dodgers, Cubs, Braves, Padres, Marlins, Cardinals, Reds, Phillies. And then the Brewers are only a half game back right now, so they're hanging out as they always do. Could be 4 teams from the NL Central in the playoffs.
Hard to believe.
And I do remember I picked the Cubs, Cardinals, and Reds. Oh no, Cubs, Brewers, and Reds to be in the playoffs when I did earlier. So I remember that for mine. I don't know about anybody else, but I picked all 3.
I think that's fake news.
No, that's real news.
I actually picked 0 teams to make the playoffs from that division.
They're just going to say we don't want to go.
Boy, is my face red.
We don't want to go. So that's what we're looking at right now. So let's kind of. Let's do a little precursor to the playoffs. Let's say the matchups are in front of me. Let's real quick, little quick spitfire thing here. Rays, Blue Jays. Who wins that series? Ed, you like the Rays, obviously. Rays, we all agree on the Rays beat the Blue Jays there.
I like the Rays.
We got the White Sox, Indians. I like the White Sox. I picked them to go to the World Series, so I like the White Sox personally. Now remember, these aren't set. We'll talk more next week on the playoffs because they'll be starting next week. We'll talk more next week's show. But this is what if we're talking right now with the White Sox, Indians. What do you guys think? Any?
I like the Sox. I mean, I know they're a young team, but I think they could get hot.
Yeah, it's a toss-up, I think. Those teams are pretty close. White Sox, they're good, though.
So what's making you go, ooh, the toss-up on that? I mean,
Cleveland's got good pitching.
Okay. That's what
I mean, for playoffs or shorts, I don't know, what are the series? Are they going 5 or 3?
3 games the first, and then they're going to go 7-7.
Yeah, Cleveland's got better pitching. So.
Yep. And so also we have the A's Astros battle of the NL. What division is that called now? The NL.
The North?
West. The West, yes. Yeah. So that's a matchup of A's Astros. What do you like there?
I'll bang the garbage cans for the Astros. I don't know where else to go.
Yeah, I like the Astros too there.
I want to go with. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm going with some Billy Bean magic, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the A's too. They're just playing better right now than the Astros, and I think moving to the playoff series, I think it goes on possibly with them. The Twins, Yankees. I'll start here. I would pick the Twins. They're hitting better. They're not hitting very good right now, I don't think, personally. And their pitching, I don't think, stands up as well. Bullpen-wise, I go with the Yankees. and I just got to pick the Yankees just because it's
The Yankees have won like 8 or 9 in a row
and
now.
they're playing really well. So
How many home runs did they get hit against the Blue Jays?
5 in an inning it
Yeah.
was, I believe.
I think they had
right?
19 in that series.
Yeah, 19. The Cubs have had 19 home runs in the last 2 months. so Eric, what do you think about the Twins?
I mean, I'm going to stick with my pick from preseason. That's Yankees are going to the World Series. So
Perfect. So Dodgers, Phillies, Dodgers.
Yeah,
We're all going
easy,
Dodgers here.
yeah.
That's a
Dodgers.
tough one.
Yep. Now remember that could be the Brewers in that situation too.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Still,
I don't think it's going to change the outcome.
still.
Cubs, Reds. Kind of worries me just the way the Cubs are hitting right now, and divisional opponents. I'm going to pick the Cubs obviously because I picked them to go to the World Series, but if the Reds beat them, it would not surprise me one bit.
Cubs will be home, right?
Yeah, well, they are. All 3 games are played in Chicago. Yeah,
Those are in the
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's kind of it kind of is. You still get the hotel thing and all that involved. So the Cubs going to sleep at home. So it's kind of a big. That's the one advantage, I guess.
Do they get it here again? I got to ask questions. As they get all 3 games as the bottom of the order, they're the as the home team though.
No, I think they're going to flip it each game. 1, 2, 3. I think they're going
Okay.
to change in game 2. You'll have to be.
I gotcha.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I don't know.
Cubs won't be the home team for game 2. I don't think.
I shouldn't have had all those beers either. I couldn't even describe
So,
what I was saying. there.
you're saying all the games are going to be played in?
That's what I think I heard.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not
Which
moving,
makes
they don't want to
sense,
move
yeah.
back and forth.
Good
Yeah.
idea.
And then once you get past that first round, it's going to the sites. Texas and
Yeah.
what was the other place we talked about last week?
Well, there's Petco and
Just
there's-
Texas and Petco. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And then they're going to move them on to they're all playing in those 2 places. So once the first round's over, and then those will be for sure, you'll rotate the home,
Gotcha.
who gets the hammer, basically, who gets to be the home team.
And I hear there might be fans.
Yeah, they're talking about putting
By
fans in.
Manfred,
Really?
Cubs World Series, little road trip for the bench warmers, maybe.
Hey,
you never
I'm in.
know.
Let's go. Get
I'm
me
in.
up.
Ride our horses down the highway like in Chicago yesterday.
Well, plane tickets are like $11 right now.
11. If they go down to 10, I'm in.
Yeah.
Ed's buying, I heard.
If for $10, I'll buy.
We have the Braves Cardinals next series. Eric, what do you like in the Braves Cardinals?
I feel like both those teams are a little shaky, but so who would be the home team there?
Braves.
The Braves are a 3 seed.
I'll take the Braves.
Braves all the way there.
I'll go with the Braves.
I like-
Well,
They're,
Go ahead, Ed. I'm sorry.
they're scoring some runs too. The Braves.
Yeah, I like the Cardinals because I think they're just the Cardinals, man. You can't. It's hard to bet against the Cardinals, man, until they lose.
That black magic.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. It's just crazy.
They're going to slaughter a couple roosters and
So the final series, kind of an interesting matchup. Padres Marlins, kind of newcomers to this whole being
who'd have
good.
thought the
I can't
Marlins-
believe the Marlins are in it. That's crazy.
You know what? And I'm gonna the Padres actually. I personally believe the way they're playing right now have a great chance of getting the World Series. I really do. They're pitching well. I mean, I just think they're playing well. They might have one of the best players in baseball, if not the best in Tatis.
Yep.
The Padres, I got to go with the Padres there personally. Although the Marlins, I like that spunky. I like to root for the underdog too. So if they won, I'd be fine with that too. So, but I'm going with the Padres. Anybody else have anything you want to throw?
no Padres look
Padres
good
for
in that.
me. Yeah.
I'm gonna go off the board here. I'm gonna go with a little Derek Jeter magic.
Really?
Is he playing?
No, but he owns that team.
I know he
owns that
does,
team.
but-
You know why? Because Willie got a gift basket from him once.
Oh,
That's why
Willie.
he's excited. Willie does gift basket.
And we should
Jeter
throw.
was really drunk that night.
I parked his car.
Parked his car. That's great. Where'd you park it?
Wouldn't you like to know?
And Kenosha's own Nate McCullough coaches in the Marlins organization.
Yes,
so
he does. That Kenosha
maybe
magic.
that's maybe
And you
that's
got
the reason.
Gavin Lux, another Kenosha kid in the playoffs, and with the Dodgers. So
Fernando Tatis, I think he went to Tremper. No, I haven't checked the papers lately.
yeah, he played right field for a long time, and then he finally worked his way to shortstop. John Matera thought he was better at right field than at short. So anyway, the next we'll move on to the NBA. Baseball will be a little more of the topic next week with the playoffs starting. But the NBA right now, you have the Lakers and the Nuggets. 2-0, and as our show is being taped right now, the Nuggets are up by 15, I believe, in the second quarter, somewhere around there. So, but right now, 2-0 Lakers, and we have the Heat up 2-1 on the Celtics in that series. See who goes to the finals. I had the Nuggets in the finals, only one I have left, so I'm going to stick with the Nuggets. I hope they plow through and get there. Might be tough, though. Anybody else's picks left? I know the Bucks were a couple people. The Clippers were a couple people.
Yeah, the Lakers.
Lakers, and who'd you have them playing? The Bucks, I think.
I think so.
So you got the Lakers winning the whole thing. Does anybody have their winner left?
No.
I got nothing left. I had Clippers Bucks.
I had Clippers, too.
No, I got the Lakers.
You got the win. Okay, so Willie went chalk and is good, working out for him. Good for him.
Well, didn't somebody pick Miami when we redrafted this?
I picked them just because the Bucks were playing, but I didn't pick. I still took the Bucks.
Thanks a lot, Scott.
Yeah, because it was my fault. So, speaking of the Bucks, I had the chance to sit down with Giannis this week, and I actually had a conversation with him. So let's kind of see what Giannis had to say about this last season. So I'm here with Giannis Antetokounmpo, and my first question for Giannis is, how are you doing after the loss to the Heat?
There's a lot of ups and downs in the NBA, and in the down moments, I always think about where I was, where my family was, and where we are right now, and that this journey has been unbelievable. I would never ever thought that I'd be sitting in this chair right now and living this dream that I'm living right now.
So let's get to the question at hand. With free agency coming up in 2022, could you see yourself leaving Milwaukee?
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Is it because of the money?
If I say a lot more, it'll sound selfish.
So besides more money, what else is going to be the deciding factor if you leave because you're leaving Milwaukee, possibly?
It's all about winning. It's all about winning.
Giannis, do you like LeBron James?
Nah.
So you listen to the Benchwarmers, you told me before we started, and why do you listen to us?
Guilty pleasure?
Yeah.
That's what you guys
Yes.
say? My girlfriend made me watch the show, so I've been watching the show. I love it, actually.
So let's talk about Eric, your biggest fan. When he, on our show, tries to crack a joke, what do you think about his joke-telling abilities?
No one laughed. Jesus Christ.
So back-to-back MVPs, what is next? I mean, what is next, Giannis? What do you want to do?
This is just the beginning. My goal is to win a championship.
Well, thank you, Giannis, for your time. Hopefully you're in Milwaukee to go after a championship, and next time we talk, that'd be great. You have a good one, and thanks a lot again. So that was my conversation with Giannis.
Man, those were some hardball questions.
Wait till next week's interview.
That's terrible.
Well, I didn't even know he was watch the show. It was.
He watches it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a big fan of me. It sounds like because he
Actually, when you didn't hear what I said, he goes, when Eric cracks jokes, what do you think? He goes, nobody laughs. Jesus Christ. That's what he said. He couldn't hear very well. So
I can't understand Greek.
So
very honest man. Very honest.
He is an honest man. I take him at his word.
Yes, it was fun. He was fun to talk with and sit down with. He's tall. He's tall.
Oh, you noticed that?
Yeah, he was a little taller than me, about a couple inches, not much. But yeah,
He's like 6 foot, isn't he?
I'm gonna say they lie, like 5'11". I don't think he's 6 foot. So we'll just leave it at that. I'm not gonna spread rumors. So what do you guys want to do now? I think that was great. I think that's good.
I think we called the show after. I mean, how many times are we going to get a 2-time MVP on this show?
Yeah,
Career.
Well, are we going to talk about whether he's staying or not?
You know what? Yeah, we could go into our brawl. Okay, yeah, let's do our brawl. Our brawl this week is going to be me versus Eric, and the topic is going to be if Giannis is going to end up being a Buck, not for life, but at least for the next 4, 5, 6 years, or he's going to leave. And well, let's start it up.
Are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
So this week's brawl, Ed and Willie are going to be the judges. It's going to be me and Eric head-to-head on the topic if Giannis will stay or go. And Eric will go first, and he's going to take the stance on, obviously, that Giannis is staying. So, Eric, the floor is yours.
Well, obviously, Scott's little thing was fake news that he that he just presented to us. Giannis Antetokounmpo is definitely staying. And a lot of people, I think the people that are in the boat that think he's going to leave, because they see LeBron James and Kevin Durant and people like that leave. And now Giannis is different. Giannis did not grow up playing in the AAU when he had coaches and managers of teams stroking their egos constantly. I mean, this guy in 2007 was a street peddler in Greece. Started playing in 2011. The Bucks actually took a huge risk to draft him, and I think he's really appreciative of that. He wants to be the man, as he would say, and he still believes that he can do this in Milwaukee. He has never, at least from what I know, has never lied to us or fabricated the truth, and I think what he's saying, I can take him at his word. I think he trusts the owners, and I think he likes the core of the team. I think he trusts Middleton and he trusts Lopez. I think he trusts both Lopez's, and I'd like to see them bring Robin back. I think that's a lot of protection for a big man like that. As long as they can do something, and I think there's rumors floating around about bringing in Drew Holiday, and I don't know if that means Bledsoe's gone or what the case is, but these owners have money. They're willing to spend the money. They're willing to go into the luxury tax. And I think Giannis trusts them, and I think Giannis will sign the max deal this year. I really, truly believe that. I don't think it's even going to go into that lame duck year where everybody's going to be worried about it. So I believe Giannis Antetokounmpo will at least sign one contract with the Bucks and a max deal and be here the next 6-7 years.
I think he's leaving. And the reason being is that semantics has changed with him in the last 2-3 months. He went from saying he's wants to be a Buck for life. One of the last quotes I heard recently in the last 2 weeks was, as long as we're building a championship, I want to stay. That to me, that's not saying I want to stay no matter what. And after you have a 3-hour sit-down meeting with the GM about building a team, and it's been almost a week, I would expect to hear something about a contract talk or something. Once again, I'm not hoping this happens. I hope he stays. But nature of the beast, man. These guys money's the most important thing, but Giannis wants to win. I think Eric is right at one point. He's a different animal because he wants to win and he values winning. So him leaving and taking less money would not surprise me at all. Taking $50 million less, he's still going to make $25 million a year, which he, once again, was a street peddler, correct? $25 million a year for a kid that was on the streets doing nothing is good money. That's what I'm worried about. He's not a greedy kid. He's a kid that'll take anything, but he wants to win. And I don't know if the Bucks are set up to win right now. And I as being a Buck fan, am I ready for them to sell a farm for him? And then he end up this not working out, and they go doing a Daniel Snyder type thing, and they go start grabbing guys all over the place, and we start grabbing. And Drew Holiday would be a great sign. I saw the same thing. I like Drew Holiday. I think that'd be a great pickup. I really do. I like that better than Chris Paul because he's younger and he's just a dynamic, I think. But like I said, I want Giannis to stay, but I really believe deep down, I just think he's leaving just because he wants to win, and I don't think the money's that important. That's the scary part. I think he may want to go and just take what he can get and try to win a championship. But I do want him to stay. I love because he's entertaining. He's watching some of the interviews when I put together that little joke thing I did. He's a very, very modest kid, and that's what scares me. He's almost too modest, where it's like, screw it, I'll go play to make. I don't care. I'll play with whoever just to win. So that's mine. Sorry about that. So
what? I mean, you guys obviously decide, but just one quick thing though: can they even offer him a contract right now? The season's not over.
You can offer him whenever you want. They should offer. In my opinion, they should offer mid-season last year.
Right.
I think you can offer anytime you want. I believe you can.
On your own guys, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's their own guy. You can extend to anybody you want. I believe.
But they can't be picking up Drew Holiday right now.
No, they can't do anything. No,
like
there's
that.
Rumors. They haven't said it, but someone did.
No,
you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Let's wait till I guess we'll see.
And he's on vacation. He's in Greece.
Yeah, he's in Greece. Maybe in 2 weeks when the season's over for basketball, we'll see if they don't sign. Maybe. But I still believe you can sign your own guys. Maybe you can't in the playoffs, but like I said, I would have had this done in last December or last summer. I mean, you want to keep them. Nothing's going to change.
Who's in Greece right now?
Giannis.
Oh, he's not in underprivileged neighborhoods helping out like he was complaining about when he was playing? I thought he would have got a time off and jumped right in.
This is a different brawl.
So, Willie and Ed, who do you like?
I mean, you guys both had compelling arguments.
Just beautiful, wasn't it? I mean, we're like attorneys. One call, that's all.
I mean, personally, I think he's going to stay because they're already probably one of the best teams in basketball. Just a little bit to add to it, they should be better, you would think. But Eric's argument was horrible.
Wow.
Willie,
what was
you make me the thing here? Scott, you want to be heads or tails?
Poor Eric. Worst judges ever.
Willie has a silver dollar?
It's Wayne. Is it Wayne?
it's a wooden nickel.
Susan
Is there a buffalo on this?
Wow.
It's square. I'm going to go with Eric.
I think he's leaving.
You think he's leaving?
Yeah, I do. I mean,
Well, so we call a draw.
We have a draw, that's fine.
Fair.
that's fair. And I'm just being not to.
Well, we'll split a beer.
Let's split a victory.
That's
beer.
a nitro. There we go.
It was like
It's not the beer of the week.
Scared
We'll
the
get
crap
there.
out of him.
There you go.
Don't get it on the board.
Oh, it's a white stout?
Oh, let's move into our. You guys want to move into the snake draft? Before because once we get the NFL, we're going to start rolling. I think so. Maybe we should do the snake draft.
Yeah.
Because once the NFL starts, we're gonna be really rolling, and we got a lot of topics. So, snake draft tonight is our favorite sports booth announcers. So, like sports booths for any sport. So I'll give you. Well, you'll figure it out as we go. So that's our snake draft. We'll go in order like you always do. Ed, Eric, Willie, myself. That's how we'll do it. Is that everybody good with that? Everybody's cool.
Yes.
So tonight, Ed is first, and let's hear his clip first, and he can explain it after.
Sign of a true champion. Pedro Morales using what he thought would put away Spotty. Nice small package. Spot able to kick out, came right back. Nice over-the-top back flip, sunset roll-up. That's a sign of a true champion.
You're right, Monsoon. He certainly is a true champion.
I'm
I'd
right.
like to say one thing about Pedro
You said
Morales.
I'm right?
You're right. You're right. I'll tell the
mark
truth.
this down. I'll mark this down. Man says
But you write it in Japanese.
Gorilla's right.
Let me tell you one thing about
I don't
Pedro
speak
Morales.
Japanese.
Neither does the machine and the giant machine and the stupid machine.
How do you know? Did you hear that?
Let me
No, you
explain
didn't
something
hear
about Pedro
it. Go
Morales.
ahead.
I heard you mention there that he does a lot for his mother. I'd like to tell you people right now, he is exactly the truth. He does a lot for her. You know, once a month, he goes back to the island and makes sure she has over 50 to 60 pounds of cheap wooden jewelry to sell to tourists.
That's a lie. I heard that. That's just
That's good.
Pedro Morales said.
Yeah, that was, of course, the two greatest wrestling announcers ever, Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan. That's all I got.
Okay, and here is Eric's first pick in the snake draft.
Rogers gets the snap. Blitz is on. Rogers scrambles
He's
left.
got
Winds up
Brandon
Rainbow.
Cobb.
He's got Cobb at the 10 to the 5
Yes.
to the end zone. Touchdown and a dagger. Oh my goodness. An NFC North Division championship dagger of 47 yards.
There is your dagger. God, Scott, that must have been so hard for you to play. That, of course, is Wayne Larrivee and Larry McCarron, the voice of the Packers. It's been 21 years since we've had those voices, and to me, as a Packer fan, and I try to stay away from these homer picks like this, but you know they're the voices of Sunday for me. And a lot of times, even when the Packers are on and they're on Fox, I usually like to play the radio on during the broadcast instead of listening to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman and whoever else, but. These guys just mean a lot to me. They obviously followed a couple other legends in Jim Irwin and Max McGee as well.
Wayne Larrivee was a Bears broadcaster.
Yeah, and
a Cubs and a Bulls.
Yeah, and Wayne's a career guy. Obviously, Larry's an ex-Packer, which the combination of the two always kind of works.
I do give Wayne Larrivee credit though in the time we're living in and what's going on. He probably took less money to go to Green Bay.
Yeah,
I would say. I mean, if you think about it,
probably.
he left GN.
Yeah.
To go to Green Bay, and he's from Wisconsin.
But I mean, you agree? I mean, when he was with the Bears, and
he's awesome.
Wayne Larrivee, he was with the Chiefs.
Wayne Larrivee and Hub Arkish, and I can't remember the third guy in the booth for the Bears, but they were awesome.
But he just has a way of just setting the experience. If you're in your car and you're driving somewhere, and a lot of times I'm going back and forth to soccer games or whatever, and I can't watch the Packer game. He makes you feel like you're there.
Yeah.
It really does. And where I sit when we actually can go to games at Lambeau, we have club level seats. I go to one game a year. They actually pipe them in. They pipe them into the club level because you can't hear the outside.
That's nice too,
and it's awesome.
Yep.
I just absolutely love it.
So Willie's pick is a classic booth, and This is just one of the men in the booth, but this will give you the idea.
Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night, the party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.
So hey, we got Frank Gifford, Howard Cosell, and Dandy Don Meredith, and that's his signature song right there. So, I mean, I can remember this is in like 1972, I think they started, the three of them, because I think the first guy in the booth was Keith Jackson. So it's 50 years.
Yes.
It's 50 years now.
Keith Jackson, yep.
Monday Night Football. But I can remember, begging my mom to stay up just so I could watch the halftime highlights. I lived in the Eastern Standard Time zone in Michigan, so I was up late trying to watch this stuff on Monday night. And everybody wanted to watch Howard Cosell do the halftime highlights. I'm sure you guys seen some of this stuff on YouTube, but I love these guys.
So my first pick is I just picked it because this is an all-time. Actually, he is one of the greatest play-by-play guys in the history of sports. And he's not usually teamed up with this guy, but I took these guys as my first pick. Take a listen.
You see that lovely lady there? She does go to Auburn, I want to admit that. But she also Miss Alabama, and that's A.J. McCarron's girlfriend, okay? And right there on the right is Dee Dee Bonner. That's A.J.'s mom. Wow, I'm telling you, quarterbacks, you get all the good-looking women. What a beautiful woman.
Wow, A.J.'s doing some things right down in
So if you're a youngster in Alabama, start getting the football out and throw it around the backyard with Pop.
So that's Brent Musburger and Kurt Hershey. and Brent Musburger got in trouble for that. Yeah. We live in such a screwed up society. He didn't ever say nothing wrong. She's a good-looking girl. He wasn't lying. She's pretty good looking. So I took Brent Musburger and Kurt Hershey, and they all work together a lot. But I took them because of that. I had to. It was awesome. Yeah. And my second pick, I'm going to go with oldie but a goodie, Pat Summerall and John Madden. I think they were two of the greatest ever. But did great. They did a great thing together. It was almost like the yin to a yang. It was like Pat Summerall was a straight man, and John Madden could do all his noises and his telestrator when that first came out and all that. And
here's a guy.
Yeah. Look at those cankles. Remember cankles when they first came out?
He circled everything with the dry erase marker.
It's like circle of sweat marks in guys' butts.
Is that why you have these here?
Yeah. So Willie, who is your second pick?
I'm going with Kurt Gowdy, Tony Kubek, and Joe Garagiola.
You picked Tony Kubek because it sounds like Cuba.
There you go, man. But these great guys, you see, back in the day when I was a kid, you got to watch baseball on Saturdays. That's about it. Maybe a Sunday game.
So what was it like watching Babe Ruth play? I'd like to know. Was he that good?
You know what? I got in line in front of Vin Scully to get that baseball that baseball card sign that he was giving out.
Okay, Eric.
So my second pick, these guys spent a lot of time in the ESPN booth together, but they also did quite a few games, and that's Dick Vitale and Jim Valvano.
Yeah.
So two classics. Obviously, we know the story of Jimmy V and what Dick Vitale. Dick Vitale is obviously a legend as far as college basketball goes. So
you know what?
That's my pick.
He's awesome, baby! With a capital A, he's a diaper dandy, baby!
PT Pier!
So Ed's special night, he gets two sound bites, so I'm going to give him his other sound bite for a second pick. Here we go.
Swings and he misses, and Blouser is 0 for 4 as he strikes out. Tony Graffanino. Tony Graffanino. I know that's not Buddy Gay. Buddy Guy.
Wait, guy.
But he's playing a nice horn.
Wow.
Oh boy! You get to hear Steve Stone.
Oh, because Steve Stone's like, oh my god!
Cy Young Award winner Steve Stone.
I don't even know if I have to explain much. We've talked about Harry Carey on the show enough. I mean, but what a legend! I thought you were going to play the Cracker Jack story.
That's a better one,
dude. Yeah, that's even better. Oh my gosh! So that was my first one. Now I got another one coming, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you got two. Yep.
Okay, so my second one, I'm going to see if you guys know this. The best color man in baseball, Monty.
Oh, you can't say goddamn on the air.
And Harry Doyle from Major League.
Awesome. I love it. I love it.
Eric did have it on there.
Yeah, I had that on my list. Damn it, now I don't know what to do. I guess I'll have to pick.
Giannis isn't going to laugh at his jokes. Now he's going to be like, the Ed guy's really funny.
I guess I'll have to pick Gus Johnson and Dan Bonner.
Dan Bonner, yeah, good.
Yep. Gus Johnson, who has more enthusiasm about the game of basketball than Gus Johnson? I mean, it's unbelievable listening to him. It's iconic.
All right, so we're talking about sports and
no, we're not.
People that work together. So I'm going with Dan Patrick and Keith Olbermann.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah.
I mean, how many nights did we watch them on the Sports Center?
Yeah. On the old. Yeah, you are correct. So me, I'm up for two here, right?
Yes, you are.
I am going to take, I believe it's Vern Lundquist and Gary Danielson, college football. I'm a big fan of Vern Lundquist. Gary Danielson is a solid color guy. So that's my first pick for college football. And my final pick, I'm going to go national here, and I'm going to go with, it's a tough one for me, but I'm going to go with the old booth of Mike Tirico and John Gruden. No offense, Eric. But I am taking those. John Gruden was amazing in the booth. I said he went back to coaching. He was one of my favorites in the booth ever. And Mike Tirico is a real good play-by-play guy also. So that's my final pick, Tirico and Gruden.
It's a great pick, man.
Doc Emmerich.
Yep.
Bill Clement.
Yep.
And he also worked with Eddie. He works with Eddie Olczyk.
Yep.
Yeah, so,
Yep.
I mean...
Well, God, there's so many left, and this is my last pick, right? Or do I get a next one?
No,
this is it.
Jesus, Tom Seaver's already been taken.
Okay, so, you guys know me, and we all make fun of this and blah, blah, blah. So here you go. Ready? Dave Johnson, Larry Killums, Tom Durkin, Bob Costas. That's a name you guys know.
This is the Kentucky Derby. People.
Mike Battaglia doing the Kentucky Derby. I mean, it's just...
Turn his mic off.
I have to.
Jesus H. Christ.
You guys gotta watch the Kentucky Derby. The coverage is always amazing. It's always perfect. These guys do a great job, so I'm going to give an ode to them. But I hope I get some honorable mentions here.
I don't even know where to go anymore. We got one guy... He's doing interviews with Giannis over here, and you're talking about the
You stole my Monty pick.
Oh,
you can't say goddamn on the air. Oh, Christ. Nobody's listening anyway.
Nobody's listening.
I still got one pick left. Quit screwing me over.
Tom Seaver.
I'm going to go with John Miller and Joe Morgan, and I hate Joe Morgan, but John Miller is so good.
Yeah, I agree. I was going to take that, but I'm like, I don't like Joe Morgan.
You could put John Miller with a bag of balls, and it would still be, good, but...
kind of like Eric in a bag of balls.
Yeah, and a bag of oats.
So speaking of a bag of balls, can I... Did you just mute me?
I'm getting ready for the next part. You guys,
honorable mentions.
I'm getting when Eric. Nobody knows what they can't see us. When Eric usually talks, I do other things because I have plenty of time. Eric's making a pouty face emoji right now.
You should have seen his eyes. He's like,
if there was an emoji for this show right now. Fine, I'm not going to give my honorable mentions.
Go ahead.
All right, a pairing that I like is Jim Nance, and we didn't even mention Nance. And Nance does a lot of stuff, but Jim Nance and Nick Faldo doing golf, especially when they do the Masters.
Okay.
Right. Hello, friends.
Hello, friends. Willie,
I got one.
Like
Andres Cantor.
I don't even know his name.
I thought maybe you would have muted that one. Jesus.
Sorry.
What the hell is going on tonight? We change our show record night. It's become a free-for-all.
I got 8 more honorable mentions.
I do too.
You got honorable mentions?
Jesus Christ, Biden's in the basement tonight.
Besides Eric and Louise, do you have a sports one we care about?
I don't even know what's going on.
I got a great one.
Oh, I'm going to say, say Joel Buck and Troy Aikman. I'm going to throw them out there. And I'm also going to throw out there Chris Collinsworth and Al Michaels.
Yes.
I think Chris Collinsworth gets a lot of flack, but I like Chris Collinsworth.
I like that. I like that.
And I'll take one more. I apologize. A newcomer to the world.
Romo.
Yep, Jim Nance and Tony Romo. Way better than Nick Faldo. I like to see Tony Romo do golf because he could.
Yeah,
great golfer. That'd be fun.
Faldo was a better golfer.
Would Tony Romo be able to call the shot like he calls the plays?
If he was watching Bryson DeChambeau, he would.
This is going to be 4 inches from the
This
couple.
guy's going to beef up and hit it 380, and then he's going to waste 20 minutes of our time walking back and forth to the green. Did you watch?
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, this guy.
He's an OCD.
Well, did he point you to the green?
Yeah, like.
So yeah, Bryce not DeChambeau, not to take away, but 6-shot win
Douchebag.
at the U.S. Open, tough course.
Only one.
What course was that? I always forget the name of it.
Winged Foot.
Yeah, Winged Foot, one of the toughest courses on the U.S. Open circuit.
Yeah,
Whatever. They don't go there a lot, but every few years they go there. Well, that's a crazy course.
Bryson only hit the fairway 4 times in 4 rounds or something. It was something stupid.
No, I think he hit it. No, you're thinking about Wolf. It barely hit the fairway.
Yeah.
No, I don't think Bryson was either. He was like under half. It was like the lowest amount for somebody to win.
Well, that was so going into Sunday. They said that Matt Wolf had only hit the fairway, so that's 3 rounds, 12 times.
Jeez.
And the previous winner of the U.S. Open that hit the fairway the least was like 23 holes. 23 fairways, and he was at 12.
I don't golf.
I think DeChambeau hit it a bunch, actually, because everybody was criticizing him because he's just beefy and he's just pull up the driver, and
beefy.
Well, he put on.
It's a large lad.
Do you have a calendar? Do you have a calendar in your room with him?
He put on 40 pounds.
He's 27 years old. He's in his prime.
You like Bryson, huh? Do you
I watched
Bryson?
it.
Oh, I like him.
So I got a question. Phil Mickelson missed the cut, correct?
Yeah, he was like plus 19.
Didn't have to worry about the shitty conditions then.
That's funny.
Tiger missed it too?
Tiger got his ass kicked.
Tiger missed the cut? Yeah. Willie, okay. You going to scream the mic again?
This is it. No, I'm not going to.
Okay.
Chris Schenkel and Bo Burton.
Is that bowling?
Bowling. Saturday afternoons, guys.
See, I didn't take
So, did nobody mention Keith Jackson, Frank Boroyos?
Willie met I talked like Titan did now.
Jack talked Thai. Jack talked Thai real well.
He said Keith Jackson earlier, but not.
And I have one more. John McEnroe, Bud Collins, and Dick Enberg, Wimbledon tennis.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yep. Dick Enberg's a guy.
Dick Enberg.
I was going to use Dick Enberg as mine because he had a sweet to
win.
Oh my!
There was a good clip of it, but I'm like, I'm not going to use that one. So yeah. I like Dick Enberg. Yeah.
So
that might be in the clip show too.
I like Dick. I like Enberg.
All right, no more honorable mentions. We're done.
Okay,
next topic.
So let's move on. Let's go on to our. You guys want to hear the comedian of the week?
Sure. Let's tighten up this show a little bit.
It is Heath.
Isn't it Willie?
Heath Harmus, I think, something like that. Heath. His name's Heath. Take a listen.
But it's okay. I got my son. He's the enforcer. He's 10 now. We started getting him into the sports, when he's about 6, right? Started the sports. He's been doing that since bulking up. Right? 6 years old. Who remembers playing sports when they were a kid? Like T-ball, soccer, Ramapaws, if you guys remember this, huh? Yeah. Here's the thing. Now that I have kids in the sports and doing this stuff, I've noticed something. Sports, they've changed for kids. They've changed since I played. See, I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, right? And sports, we just did things differently. It was just different. I mean, we did crazy stuff in the 80s, you guys. Yeah, we kept score, which is completely unheard of now, right? Because you don't want to hurt kids' feelings if they lose, right? Because everyone's a winner, right, guys? That's real life, isn't it? No, I've been to Walmart. We're not all winners out there, guys. All right? We're not all winners. All I'm saying is we need to teach our kids what it feels like to lose so they know what it feels like to win and work for it. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Yeah. And get after a little bit. But I'm not going to get on a whole pedestal about this issue because we got bigger problems with kids' sports. The treats. You guys remember the treat parent at the end of the game? Yeah. The treats. In the 80s, we got awesome treats, man. We got like Mountain Dew or Surge. You guys remember Surge? Yeah, it wasn't Surge, it was Jolt Cola, 5 times the caffeine, right? You get that stuff, your kid would be like, wow! 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 Mow the lawn, drive the car, clean it. It's nuts, man. You got some sort of cupcake with it? Nothing healthy. It was great. Those were the treats. But you can't get away with treats like that now, can you? something magically in the last few years called gluten came out. Ruined everything. Gluten issues? Are you kidding me? We didn't have gluten issues in the 80s. We just dealt with the diarrhea.
And that's another sports town, another sports comedian. I like
Or the
that.
nuts.
Or the nuts. Or the
Yeah.
nuts. Oh, yeah, everything is... you can't bring anything to a game anymore. It's got to be pretty much a dry popcorn and a bottle of water. That's all you can give kids now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 7th inning stretch, they had to take out the peanuts and Cracker Jacks. They both have peanuts in them.
You said penis?
You just sing the song, you have a reaction. That's the problem now. So
yeah.
So let's move into a little bit of football talk. We'll start football, and then we got a beer tent still, and we have the shower stall still. But we'll start with football, and a couple things happened this weekend in the NFL. They had a weekend of football, and they're still playing. Not a lot of COVID for the NFL, which is good. I don't know if they're not telling us or just letting it go. That's we'll find out. But the big thing this weekend, we had a bunch of guys go down. 7 ACL tears in the NFL this weekend. They believe that's the most in the NFL ever. I'm surprised anyone didn't know for sure. They have a staff for everything in every sport. The big names on this list for ACLs: Saquon Barkley, a fantasy problem for people. You do have today Devontae Freeman signed there, and Deion Lewis is there, so I don't know if that's going to help you or not. I'm not sure. Nick Bosa, that's a huge, huge hit for the 49ers because their defense is the best part of their team. Their offense is solid, but their defense. Also, with him, the defensive tackle, and his name's not on my list, he tore his ACL also. What was his name?
I can't think of it, but I know who you're talking about.
But he tore his ACL.
Key player.
Yes, another guy. So they lost 2 defensive linemen, and I believe they signed... Ziggy Ansah is in first. They're going to sign him now to take the
former
place.
Lion.
Former Lion. But Ziggy Ansah, no offense, is not Nick Bosa.
No. And then wasn't it all on the turf? Didn't they do something?
They're going to, because Raheem Mostert had a sprained MCL.
Yes.
Drew, also on that same game, I don't see it here. But yeah, a couple guys got hurt. Now, the injuries are short term, but are pretty big. Christian McCaffrey, 4 to 6 weeks right now.
High ankle sprain.
Yep, high ankle. And then you have, like I said, Raheem Mostert. He may play this week, but I think it's going to be a 2 to 3 week injury for him also. Devontae Adams, hamstring, but right now they're saying he'll be back next weekend. Cortland Sutton tore his ACL also.
He's out for the season, yeah.
Tyrod Taylor had a chest thing, had to go to the hospital. And the weird thing about that situation to me is that the kid, Justin Herbert, came in, played great, and the coach came out and said he's still a backup. I think that's totally wrong. I think Herbert needs to start. No offense to Tyrod Taylor, but you have a rookie. He needs to play. And actually, I think the game he played yesterday almost beat the Chiefs.
Yes.
He needs to play.
Yeah, he made one mistake at the end of that game. And
he's a rookie.
Yeah.
You let him have his lumps and figure it out.
And what's the chest injury? What is that?
They don't know. There's not much. He actually had to go to the hospital for it. It was really weird.
Is this going to be another Daniel Jones, Eli Manning type situation where they go back and forth for a few weeks?
Tyrod Taylor doesn't have the same standing as
and the
Eli.
chest injury, I heard it happened. So he went through warm-ups. He was fine, and then he was just standing there. He's like, got a chest.
They haven't talked. Yeah, maybe it's a heart thing.
issue?
I hope not. I don't know.
Actually, I heard he chest bumped somebody without his shoulder pads.
That's horseshit.
Are you serious?
No.
And we're serious
Willie,
journalists here.
Willie, how many hours over?
We're not saying
the comedy skit already.
We're real.
Damn it!
This is the
These
real
are real
media.
people, man. This is 2020.
And then the other injury to the 49ers again, Jimmy Garoppolo, high ankle sprain. He's might miss some days too. So the 49ers have probably went for now. I think they dropped. I don't know. They're gonna be hard pressed now with the way the Cardinals are playing.
Yeah, do they have anybody else in their division? Maybe.
Yeah, the Rams are playing pretty well right now.
I mean,
you're gonna
How about
have
those Seahawks?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I think
it keeps this whole Super Bowl hangover thing alive, right? I mean, and it's sad that it's because
they didn't win though. They didn't win though.
No.
The hangover usually is the runner-up.
No, it's the runner-up.
Yeah.
The Rams 2 years ago,
but if they don't make it, you can kind of give them a pass because these injuries are devastating. I mean, Nick Bosa. And the defensive interior lineman, I cannot remember his name.
Yeah, I know who you're...
And he's a big part of their defense. Yeah, Willie's going to look it up for me.
Well, they're in last place in their division right now.
Well, they're 2. They're 0-2, right?
No, they're 1-1.
So,
1-1.
So I mean, and you know what? Once again, they are a team that can run the ball, okay? and Jimmy Garoppolo will be back eventually. Let's see what happens, I guess. But once again, the defensive lineman is big, but Nick Bosa is just
well. That's huge. Now, do you rely more on that offense and Jimmy Garoppolo?
Well, I think you rely on the running game more because you got to keep the ball.
Well, the running game is I mean, if Mostert will be back,
and Tevin Coleman, I think, might be out for the year too.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
and they have McKinnon.
Yeah, Jerry McKinnon actually might get the start.
He's going to miss multiple weeks.
Who was the guy?
You've heard about George Kittle was out.
George Kittle will be back this week. They're saying Kittle will be back this week.
Was Jordan Reed? He actually filled in
a good
pretty
game,
good,
but he'll lose numbers.
Solomon Thomas.
Solomon Thomas. Yep, that's who tore his ACL.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yep.
Did their bus go over a cliff or something?
I don't know. It was one of the. It has to be one of the.
You might see Shanahan actually pull it over a cliff right now because that's how bad it is.
So, couple. Let's kind of run through some of the games that happened this weekend. We'll start with the Tampa and Carolina this weekend. Carolina goes into Tampa and takes a loss. Tampa looked better than week one, 31-17. Panthers were down 21-0 at halftime. They did make it a game. Leonard Fournette became part of the offense this week. 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. I believe Brady looked better. Without Godwin in the game,
yep.
You saw Mike Evans become the star that he is. MIA, Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, where is he now?
And once again, I believe it becomes that who's open is going to get the ball. And maybe Gronkowski's just
they threw to him once.
Yeah, it's not working. Maybe I don't know, but that's that game. I mean, they sealed the victory in the last couple minutes. Fournette had a nice 40-yard run to end the game. So it was actually only 24-17 at that point.
And they threw to Ronald Jones out of the backfield quite a bit that game too.
And I believe you're going to see a changing in the guard there. And I think Fournette's going to become. After this last week, I believe although he did have a 4-yard run, so he only had 60 at that time. Mm-hmm. But I think you're going to see that's going to go as the year goes on. You might see that move a little bit, and that's my feeling. But once again, Ronald Jones is weird because he doesn't deserve to be benched either because he's been playing pretty well too. So it's weird.
Well, let's throw this out here. I mean, Scott, you have them winning the Super Bowl, right?
I still got to stick with them at home in Tampa. Got to do it.
And I kind of slowly thought maybe this would happen. That they would kind of figure out they'd have a hard time figuring it out in the first 2 or 3 weeks, and then they'd be a playoff team. But you're the one asking the questions. But I mean, is Brady lost a step? Has he lost a little bit of his arm strength?
I don't think Brady had an arm strength last year. I personally don't think
I
think he just knows how to play the game.
He's throwing a lot of interceptions
touchdown pass
now,
he threw a touchdown pass to Evans, and the one he threw to Evans yesterday was a great back shoulder throw, like a 35-yard, and it was to the first pylon. That's a 25. That's a hard throw. That's a big throw. He's middle of the field. You're going to the pylon, back shoulder. It's still a big throw. That really is. It's all. And once again, remember, with Brady, you have to remember he played in the same system with a lot of the same parts. Edelman, guys he knew where they were going to be every minute of the game. He don't have that right now. He's still learning his way, and I'm not defending him, but it's tough. And with no preseason. The teams that you look at, and I haven't looked, and it would be a good thing to look at, the standings right now. The teams that were together last year with the same offense coordinator offenses, I bet a lot of them are 2-0. I bet you look at it. And you look at it, the Packers, the Bears, we know that from here. Who are the 2-0 teams? We'll look up the 2-0 teams. And
we got the Rams.
The Rams, they were together last year.
Bills.
The Bills, they were together last year.
The Steelers.
Rosberg was on back. But the same offense.
Yeah.
Tennessee, of course, they're together.
Same offense.
Yeah.
So this has a lot to do with what you're gonna see is when the game four or 5, as long as you can be 500 or 2-3 or something like that, you still have a chance to make a run. I believe you do.
No, I don't disagree with you.
But you know what I'm saying, though. Being together is important.
The crazy thing is us talking about this. I mean, he's a 43-year-old man that. We're like, oh, well, he'll figure it out eventually. He probably will. That's the thing about it. Yeah. And I think when I went through that exercise with the playoff thing that you sent us, I had them losing early. I had them kind of building. You have them going to the extreme, going to win the Super Bowl, and I don't know if that's going to happen.
I just think when that offense gets clicking, I think it's going to be hard to stop early, too.
Who?
The Buccaneers.
Maybe.
No,
who's the other two? I'm sorry, who's the other 2-0 team?
We got Arizona.
Arizona's together last year.
Seattle.
Well, Scott, you could almost ask
Chiefs.
me.
Once again.
And
they're
Ravens.
together.
So they're all teams that are, and once again, Chiefs, Ravens, they're an exception to the rule. They have dynamic quarterbacks.
Sure.
But still, if Lamar Jackson would have moved to Tampa, would save results? I don't think so. I think it would take a couple weeks. I really do. I think I'm not saying Lamar Jackson's not good, but it takes time.
So do we put anything into this, like the old quarterback thing? And you could ask me, and you could probably ask. I think as Ed had the same pick. Did you pick the Saints?
Yes.
So can you throw that right back to Ed and I and say, is Breeze? Is he washed up? Is he?
I don't think so. They beat a good defense, Tampa, week 1, and last night with no Michael Thomas, a lot of cover 2. They were talking about on broadcast. Over the top, they had to be patient, and when you get down, I think right now New Orleans' problem is their defense, and their defense is good, but they play way better at home, and here's what's going to affect New Orleans, I think, in the long run. No crowd, no noise. Yeah. And at home, those 8 games, they're guaranteed to be able to go 7-1.
Because that's a crazy
6-2. I look at a lot of these teams. I think it affects a lot. I think New Orleans gets a pass this week going to Green Bay with no crowd in Green Bay.
Because people
it's a pass. Because Green Bay
4 hurricanes before they go into the stadium.
The game's in Green Bay this week, and Green Bay's loud.
In the game in New Orleans.
I think it's in Green Bay.
No, I think it's New Orleans.
It's in New Orleans.
So flip it then.
Say flip it, yeah.
That's unfair that's great for the Packers.
Yeah.
Because they got away with that week 1 in Minnesota.
Yep.
Not that they would have won, but the crowd noise.
Well, Minnesota's a big factor.
Is that minus 7 points off the score, maybe? I don't know.
At least.
I don't know.
Gamblers always say it's at least 3.
Yeah, especially those places. They're nuts and loud and crazy. And
right now it's 3.5 on the odds there. So.
Yeah, Packers are favored?
No, Saints are favored.
It's in New Orleans. I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought it was in Green Bay. My bad.
Yeah, so what's the decibels right now? They're like 70, right? Isn't that the max?
I think we're louder right now.
I think you're right.
Well, especially when Willie did that goal thing.
Goal!
Yeah,
his goal super loud.
His goal was louder than anything.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to another game. Let's move on to Tennessee-Jacksonville. Kind of a surprise game of the day, just because how it ended up. Tennessee had to kick a field goal at the end over a Jacksonville team who pretty much sold off a bunch of parts, and they're still competing. They're 1-1, correct, right now? Or they 0-2?
No, they're 1-1.
1-1.
Week 1.
Yep. So, and Tennessee needed a field goal to win. Tennessee was kind of in the lead, and that guy with the mustache, man.
I said they're riding the mustache.
The mustache.
Mustache rides are free.
Yeah, moved in, and then they did some stuff well. Michigan had another great game. James Robinson, the running back that nobody knew about, he's not the guy they listed as one of the guys on the depth chart, and he's doing it. You got Derrick Henry, who had a decent game.
Jonnu Smith. And the Titans.
Yeah, Jonnu Smith, he's gonna be. He might be the real deal.
What the hell?
But with no A.J. Brown, once they get A.J. Brown back, I mean, Tennessee's still going to be a contender. And Corey Davis, I think, scored yesterday also for them. Anything you guys saw on that 33-30 Tennessee victory?
The Jaguars in our little picks before the season started. Did anybody have them winning more than a couple games?
I think I had them like 2-14.
Yeah,
probably.
I might have had them winning 3. If that,
and they're playing the 0-2 Dolphins this week at home.
Dolphins going to win it. My division winners.
Dolphins have to win. I mean, that's a big game for them.
I don't know. We'll get the Dolphins. We'll talk about that. I got something to bring up with you guys there. We'll get the Dolphins, though. Anything else on that game?
Well, I think we're kind of saying it right now is that Jaguars are actually a fairly good team. And because I still believe the Titans. I think the Titans are a good team.
Titans are good. Who did they play week 1? I forgot who Jacksonville played week 1.
It'd be Indianapolis.
Indy
beat the Colts, and once again, I think Indianapolis is okay team. Yeah. So we'll get to that. But what does that make the Vikings? I don't know. At this point, I think that Stephon. We'll get to that though.
And the Vikings play in a place with noise too that they rely on.
Yeah, we're going to get to that right now. Colts Vikings 28-11. It was just. I think a couple of us picked them as our upset pick or win, whatever. I don't know if they're upset, but
and we picked them to. I mean, I bet you we had them at least wild card.
I had them 9-7. I know I did. I had them 9-7. So, and it is 0-2. It's early in the year. I get it, but it's harder to climb that. And more playoff teams, so you got a chance. But I think I'll admit it. I think losing. I didn't say it was a big deal at first, but I think losing Stephon Diggs is affecting him a ton. I really do on offense. I really do. They don't have the guy that Justin Jefferson hasn't really shined yet, the rookie, and I think they relied on him. And he hasn't done much. 3 targets, 2 catches yesterday, I believe it was. I mean, nothing great. Kirk Cousins always gets nothing to do. I mean, I think yesterday I saw him play. He had 5 completions, all 5 to Diggs. Not Diggs, Thielen. You can't. I tell you one thing: when the Bears play them, Adam Thielen better just be covered by the best corner and just take him out of the game. Make someone else make a play.
Well, and if he's really a good quarterback, he'd be able to figure it out. I mean, I think Cousins is one of the most overrated quarterbacks ever.
I don't know about
Go
that.
ahead.
Thielen, 3 catches, 31 yards.
Then he no, he didn't have 3. He had more than that. That's all he had.
That's what I'm looking
Then
at.
he started out with 3 catches right away.
That's probably what it was.
His
He
first
got it
three
right
catch-
from
the Culver's dumpster
Yeah,
right here.
yeah.
It did.
So I don't know. I don't think Kirk Cousins is that far. I don't want to go too overrated because there's probably a lot of. You put him in certain situations, he'd probably do really well. I mean, you put him
the
in
Redskins.
Well, he did lead the Redskins to many wins. That team was terrible, so wasn't very good when he was there, and they just won.
You like that?
So
he had a pretty good week 1.
Yeah, they lost. I mean, their defense didn't play well that game. I mean, once again, but this last game was a total
and they
team loss.
And they got to play the Titans this week, so it's going to be a pretty tough game for them.
Yeah, and you have the Vikings, Colts. Colts look solid. I mean, Rivers look good. John Taylor had his coming out party, obviously at the expense of Marlon Mack, which is unfortunate. But
I thought you were going to do it. That's what she said there.
Oh, sorry.
But it's okay.
Well, that's not it. That's not the right one. Sorry. So that's that game. So we'll move on to another pretty interesting game. It looked like it was going to be a runaway for a while, but Buffalo-Miami. Miami got the game to a tie, and then Buffalo ended up winning it. Josh Allen, though, keeps doing what he's got to do. He had never thrown over 300 yards in a game, but now he's done it twice in 2 weeks. 312 last week, 400 this week. And he had a couple touchdown passes and a 1 run. Stephon Diggs had his Buffalo here I am, because week 1 was kind of quiet, but 2 touchdowns this week, correct, Stephon Diggs? Was that what it was?
I don't know. I know he had a good game.
He had 1 touchdown. 8 receptions, 153 yards.
There you go.
Thanks, Jace.
And then the Dolphins, I'm going to go to that point right now. I think it's time Tua needs to start. I really do. I don't think it's not if he's not okay to start, then he shouldn't. But I think Tua needs to start.
Do they have a wide receiver or a running back that's doing anything on that team?
The running back they used a lot yesterday that they're moving up the charts is.
You talking about
no, it
what
wasn't.
Are you talking about now?
The Dolphins.
It was supposed to be Howard, and they.
Yeah, he had
Gaskin.
Yes. Gaskin's dominated the carries over all
7
the
carries,
guys.
46 yards.
Yeah, the other guys didn't get many, and he's been involved
Matt
in
Breida,
passing.
737. Yeah, so.
Yeah. So he's been involved. Mike Gesicki's been playing pretty well, the tight end there.
But their wide receivers, nobody stands out. It's supposed to be Preston Williams.
The Devontae Parker, he missed the game yesterday again with a hamstring, I believe, and he's their number 1. So we'll see. But once again, Buffalo is playing well, and the Dolphins, they were close, but obviously not close enough. So anything on the Dolphins and the Bills game that you can think of?
Not really.
And then the game that big win for San Fran, but also big losses, as we talked about. They go to New York and just dominate the Jets 31-13. Not much to say. Most started a big long run. The Jets aren't just very good right now. I hate to say that.
Hey, their weakest part is their coach.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like Gase. I saw the comment this week.
That's what she said again.
Mike Greenberg made a comment that if his kid, because he's a Jets fan, if his kid played Pee Wee football, he wouldn't allow Adam Gase to coach his kid's team. Then I put something on there, and I said, well, if Adam Gase had a birthday party for his kid, he wouldn't allow Greenberg to MC it. So just for Gase, because once again, coaching in the NFL is a different monster, and the Jets aren't just good man for man. They traded away their best defensive player in the offseason. Right. He wasn't happy, so they traded him away.
Why? Because they want to play with their coach.
Yeah. Right? So I wish a lot of people. I bet a lot of us like to be able to quit our jobs and like our boss. I know I would, but. But you know what I'm saying? If we can go into work and get traded other jobs because we don't like our boss, I bet a lot of people do that, right?
So Keyshawn today, I was listening. Keyshawn said, "Get rid of this guy. You know who he wants to hire? Jimmy Harbaugh." He goes, Harbaugh can coach some pro football. He's not so good. He goes, he's not so good at the college game, but I tell you what, he can coach some good pro football.
San Fran, I don't know. So yeah, that game we could talk about, but we kind of talked about the 49ers pretty much a lot a minute ago about their injuries and.
Yeah, you wonder how the podcasts are going in New York right now with the 2 teams.
Yeah,
they're brutal.
Well, they combine 0-4 now.
Yeah.
So the Rams, Philly, another game. Carson Wentz. Let's talk about Carson Wentz. Is he a fantasy sell now? Is he garbage? Is he done? Is he not even worth starting?
Who's the backup there?
Jalen Hurts. They drafted Jalen Hurts.
Hurts, yeah.
I don't think they go to Hurts, but you never know.
I've been tempted. I've been tempted in my one keeper league to pick him up.
Yeah,
because Carson just seems like he seems a little like he's a little bit of a gunslinger.
Yeah,
and he seems to make some. Sorry, Willie, but some Detroit Lion kind of mistakes, doesn't he? I mean, he seems to.
Well, hey, not Stafford though. No.
Stafford made a little mistake on that one pick six.
Well, the one, but for Christ's sake, probably had a ton of people in his face too. But
yeah,
I think Carson Wentz is the one thing. Like Ed said, I guess you go back to the Dolphins. Number one, he has no receivers. I mean, I guess he has the tight ends, but when you're trying to stretch an NFL football field, tight ends are going to stretch it for you.
Doesn't he have Deshaun Jackson back?
Yeah, six receptions, 64 yards
for.
No touchdowns.
For who? Deshaun Jackson?
Yeah, Deshaun Jackson. Yeah.
I mean, once again,
he's got a tight end.
But he's got great tight ends. He's got
but they can't stretch the field and get that nine. Deshaun Jackson is not scaring a lot of people like he did back in the day. He'll score a couple touchdowns this year, but
and they picked up was it Jalen Rieger?
And he's been hurt, but he's playing now, and I don't know what did Jalen Rieger do yesterday?
41 yards.
How many catches?
Let's throw this.
4 catches, 41 yards.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Let's throw this out. I mean, the guy he's always going to be compared to is Jared Goff. Same draft. And who's better?
Well, Goff had a terrible year last year, so let's wait till the year's over. Goff was god-awful last year.
How's Goff doing this year?
He had a pretty good game yesterday.
He's going to be better because his coach knows what he can do with him.
I think he's 2-0.
And I think health and a good running game's helping him, too. I mean, their running game's really good right now. I think they ran for over 200 yards 2 weeks in a row. I could be wrong with that. Or 150, but they're running... Well, right now, they're averaging 5.4 yards per carry. So that's a... I'll take that.
Yeah.
The Washington football team, I think, is in first place in that division.
Did they win yesterday?
No, but they're 1-1.
1-1.
Well, the Cowboys are 1-1 too.
Yeah, so they're still in first place.
Speaking of the Cowboys, what was the stat we talked about earlier? You brought it up, Ed. Did you say it earlier, or did we talk about? We must talking to something else. The stat was something about they're the first team to be up 39.
No, that was the Atlanta Falcons.
That's what we're talking about, Cowboys Falcons.
Okay, all right, let me find that stat for you.
I know.
I'll find
I
it
know
before
where
you keep
going.
talking about something.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that the two worst football losses in the state of Texas have been the Falcons because they lost the Super Bowl in Houston.
Oh,
when they were
23?
They were up like 100-1.
Yeah. Well, this is actually a stat of something. The points they scored, like every team that was in this position was 440-0. 440-0, like record-wise, and now it's 440-1.
Yep, that's what it was.
I think they saved Mike McCarthy's job the other day.
Oh, Mike McCarthy was in his job this year. Once again, new coach, new offense. Got to give him a chance. It's tough.
It was a hell of a comeback. I mean, it was like it was almost like the improbables that happened when the Patriots did beat the Falcons.
I got it right here. The Falcons are the first team since 1933 to lose a game despite scoring 39 points and having 0 turnovers.
Oh, yeah, 0 turnovers.
That's what it was, turnovers.
Until Sunday, teams have been 440-0.
So another thing I like to talk about, I know he's been on the hot seat, but I think this puts him pretty much over the edge. The coach of the Falcons, and his name escapes me. I can see him. Dan Quinn, yeah.
Oh, boy.
So on the onside kick, what are the Falcons players doing standing and watching it? They can grab that. We all know that. And when I saw when I saw it, I'm like, they don't know what the rule. I can tell right away. The 3 guys around the ball did not have no idea they could jump on that ball.
And it was doing a little like it was.
Yeah, it actually rolled 3 yards, and it rolled like this. It just went like this.
Yeah, and sat there and looked at it, right?
They all looked at it, and then when it crossed, they all tried jumping on it.
Was it Brandon Bostic?
I don't know.
They thought it had to go 10 yards before they could touch it.
Well, yeah, and that's.
But it doesn't.
It doesn't
for them. For the defense. Yeah.
For the receiving team, can pick it up wherever you want.
So who put them out there on the field when they didn't know the rules?
Who's their special teams coach?
Once again,
Dan
lack
Quinn.
of practice in preseason goes into that.
But who's the special teams coach?
Yeah, that's true.
But again, you're professional football players.
Well, I know the rule. And I don't play professional football. I knew it right away.
Seriously, if you would have been out there with pads on, you would have looked stupid. But
hey,
you would have made the play.
I would have tried diving on it.
You would have
looked a lot like Rudy.
Yeah.
Trust me, the CYC 49ers know what to do.
Yes, they will.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. Let's put Dan Quinn right on it, right on the hot seat right now. From this moment, he's on the hot seat.
He is. I think he's on it. And
on the bench warmer hot seat.
The bench warmer hot seat. First guy of the year.
Dan Quinn. You get a sound effect that's
Mark it.
Yeah, sizzling.
So he's our first hot seat coach of the night. We got others coming.
Quinn.
So the Cowboys win 40-39 at home. Greg Zuerlein with the big onside kick, and the Dak Prescott 4 touchdowns, 3 running, 1 passing. Big game from the backup tight end that took Jarwin's spot. Dalton Schultz, another fantasy pickup for people out there. And once again, I think Michael Gallup yesterday was kind of pushed to the side a little bit. I think CeeDee Lamb had a lot of time on the field, so we might be seeing that happening sooner than later than we thought. And our next game is we'll save the NFC North for later. We'll do Pittsburgh-Denver. And Pittsburgh-Denver, 26-21, another game. Denver quarterback goes out, and you think they're done, and they had a chance at the end. Roethlisberger made a couple nice throws, kind of showing his arms okay. Drew Lock was hurt in that game. I don't think we talk about Drew Lock. I don't think he's out for the year or anything, but he'll be missed a few games, I believe. And James Conner, who everybody thought was going to lose his job, over 100 yards, I believe, yesterday.
106.
Yep, and Jeff Driscoll was the replacement for Lock. And he threw 2 touchdown passes, but they lost Cortland Sutton in the process. So anything you guys saw on the Broncos Steelers, the Steelers 26-21 win over Denver? Anybody? Nope, nothing. Okay.
Melvin Gordon, 70 yards, 19 carries.
Melvin. So we got Baltimore-Houston. Another just to show of just how good Baltimore is at this point. They just went to Houston and just dominated. Ran for 230 yards as a team. Anything they did pretty much worked for them. Their defense played really well. Deshaun Watson, another tough game for him, I believe. He didn't look good in the opener, and he didn't look really great yesterday again. But once again, you play the Ravens. They're a really good team, and
yeah, you just got to catch them in the
Watson,
playoffs.
275.
Yeah, and that's it.
One touchdown, 1 interception.
Okay, so Deshaun Watson, he started the season with the Chiefs and the Ravens.
Yeah.
So I'm not, and I have him he's my quarterback in one league. I'm not benching him yet.
But if you want to be considered big time, you have to come to show up in those games. Mm-hmm. You can still lose, but you can't. You got to be part of that game. I mean, that's the thing.
He's fighting an idiot coach too. So sorry.
We'll see.
I thought who was impressive. I just kind of watched highlights of that game, but J.J. Watt had 2 sacks on Lamar, and I think J.J. was pretty damn fired up about that because Lamar is not easy to get to. And
you are totally correct.
I still think the Texans. I mean, I'm not feeling as good about them as I probably did in the preseason, but they're probably still a 9-7. They're still going to compete for a playoff spot, and I think Watson will be fine.
Yeah, I still think
he needs some easy teams to play right now.
I still think it's Tennessee's division to lose now with that.
Probably,
I really do.
Probably.
I thought Texans would maybe give them a little fight, but now they still will.
Yeah,
it's early.
Colts will be in the mix, but not. I think they'll fade.
Jacksonville's in there now.
Yeah, Jacksonville looks good. Jacksonville's the
could be a 9-7 winner. You know.
Jacksonville's like going to be the thorn in everybody's side. I think.
Kind of a surprise game that came out of KC and the Chargers yesterday out of LA. KC had to fight back and win a game in overtime, 23-20.
How many guys had 16 points on Kansas City in their conference pool?
Was that a 16-point spread?
But how many points?
The confidence spread.
Confidence. Yeah.
Actually, I'll be honest. They were probably up there, but not my. I never give a road team 16. It's just
it's a tough thing to do.
One of my rules.
Chargers defense is good.
Yeah,
Chargers defense
play well. The other Bosa plays really well. Justin Herbert came in, played really well, but it was announced, like we talked about, Tyrod Taylor will still be a starter if he's healthy. So I disagree with that, but I don't coach the NFL, so it's not my job in the line. So
Edwards-Helaire came back down to earth.
Yeah, he is. But Chargers defense is a good run stopping team.
Yeah,
they really are. They really are.
For sure.
We'll see.
Sure.
We'll see what happens on the road with them. I think Chargers had their number. They should have beat them actually.
Sammy Watkins went out in that game, I think.
Yeah, he got hit pretty good. He got Malachi crunch between two people. Old Happy Days reference. Malachi crunch. Now it's time to hop into Eric's beer tent.
I like beer cause it is good. I drink beer because I should. If there was a song to sing, I sing it and beer you bring. I drink beer when I am sad, cause the beer it makes me glad. Now there's nothing left to say, so let's go drink beer. Beer is good! Beer is good! Beer is good! And so
Well, beer is good, and the two greatest things out of Chico, California are Aaron Rodgers and Sierra Nevada Brewing Company. So I pulled something out of the cellar here, and I'm not sure how it's gonna pan out, but it's a barley wine ale, which barley wine is a strong ale made with heaping amounts of barley, a lot of hops. This is a beast of a beer. It's very bold and malty. It's called Bigfoot. Bigfoot, the ultimate social distancer. This beer is, I don't know, Ed's already grimacing over it.
It's the Malort of beers.
It's a 9.6 ale. Ed thinks it's the Malort of beers. I think it's pretty smooth. I mean, it's barley wines, when they sit for a while, they seem to develop other flavors. I've had this beer before. I think this one kind of faded on me a little bit.
Just let me speechless.
It's a strong ale. Ed's speechless. Scott just passed out.
So now I know two things that are garbage from Chico, California.
I don't know. Drink it a couple more times. I think it's pretty good.
It is. You have to drink it 6 times.
It's not beer. Six times. Take 6 sips of it.
It might be finished by then.
Oh.
So, like I said, Bigfoot, Sierra Nevada Brewing.
Scott, this or Malort?
This
is better than Malort.
So what's the rule with this beer? The last drink gets to drink the old shoe that's in the bottom of the bottle.
Well, I think the Sasquatch is at the bottom of this.
I think might have a toenail in it, so I'm not sure.
I was going to pour you the rest here.
Yeah, you got to filter it out so you get all the toenails out.
Yeah, you get to drink the toenails.
You know what? Let's be gracious and say, Eric, thank you for the beer.
Well, anyway, I think this is the thing with craft beer. You put them on the shelf, and I'm not a big putting them on the shelf cellar guy. I don't know if Willie.
Hell
Willie
no,
looks like he's been on the shelf for a while. Yeah, you can't. But I put so it's a 2018 Bigfoot from Sierra Nevada. I'd say I almost want to give it a thumbs down. It's not great. It's okay.
Sure wasn't from 1918?
Jesus, fucker.
This one's taking a beating.
It might have been my year, and
we're going to jump into our top 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's tonight's top 10.
So this week's top 10 is, well, if you haven't heard, Robert Kraft, his case of his massage parlor, which we're in the basement up tonight,
yes,
is being pretty much going to be gone.
It smells like bleach down here.
They changed some kind of law down there, which makes it pretty much where he won't get charged with anything or dropped or whatever. So, but what we did as the bench warmers, we're going to help the media because,
Did you read the original post, what it actually said?
Yes, the original one, what was it? I forgot. The original, Robert Kraft gets off of charge or whatever. That's what it said. The actual New York Post headline said that. Gets off. So that inspired us to help him out with some headlines because you can't put that on the front page.
I mean, gets off, really?
No, that's terrible. That's, you know what? So we made our own headlines to help him out, okay? So top 10 headlines for Robert Kraft's massage parlor case. Number 10. The Kraft defense is a stroke of genius.
She said stroke.
Number 9, Kraft's hard situation softens. Number 8, Kraft settles case with long handshake.
Not supposed to shake hands.
Difficult case ends in hand-to-gland combat. Number 6, Kraft blows load on defense team.
That's expensive.
That's a lot of money. Number 5, charges dropped. Kraft's lawyer has magic touch. Number 4, massage parlor case, a sticky situation. Number 3, Kraft's lawyers use the old tug and switch.
That's a thing now.
that is. Number 2, no more Yankee my Winky. Robert need food. And the number 1 headline the New York Post can use, future Yankee owner gets off. So that was our top 10. Robert Kraft it's all about green, man. If you got money, nothing happens to you. It doesn't matter who you are.
Who's your favorite little rascal? Alfalfa or Spanky?
So real quick, back to the NFL, a couple games left. Arizona, Washington. Arizona, Kyler Murray continues his great play through 2 games.
MVP?
Yep. Arizona won 30-15 over Washington. And Seattle, the thriller of Sunday night was awesome. 35-30 over New England. Cam Newton looking pretty comfortable in the New England offense. 35 points given up by New England defense isn't really what they look like, so that may be a thing of getting... And they did have a lot of COVID opt-outs on the defense, and that may be part of it right now. But both played really good in that game offensively. Defensively, they both obviously gave up points. Cam Newton, like I said, looking comfortable. Right now, Russell Wilson and Josh Allen right at the top of my list, I think, through 2 weeks. I mean, 14 weeks left. But they are going to be at the top of the MVP vote right now for me. Although you got these other guys, Lamar, Patrick, and Aaron Rodgers playing at a pretty high level right now also. And a guy that should get some votes too, I mean, if he does it again this year, Aaron Jones, man. That dude just keeps scoring touchdowns. He scored, 22 last year or 20? And the guy... He's
got the most yards right now.
Yeah, I mean, the guy that it's always quarterbacks. Aaron Jones is a high-level running back right now. He really is. So 35-30 New England. Anything on the New England game, Seattle game, anything?
Before the show we were talking, and I think you guys are saying Seattle's got this incredible defense. Well, they gave up 30 points. I think they're a great team. They really are, and they're probably, if you look at the power rankings, I think they were like 3rd or something like that in the NFL. That's probably fairly legit.
Yeah.
I got Cam Newton, 11 carries, 47 yards. How long can you keep doing this?
Yeah, that's one thing they were talking about last night. Collinsworth brought that up last night on the broadcast, and he said, I don't know if they can do this all year with him because he's not a Lamar Jackson. He's not that age, so they're going to have to figure it out. And the thing that he did do better last night, they did throw the ball a lot more than week 1. So I think that is it like a working him into it type thing? I mean, we'll see. Maybe he'll run less, and but I mean, they played well. Julian Edelman got involved last night. Had a ton of catches. Ton of yards.
He had a lot of yards.
Eight receptions, 179 yards.
So he was involved. Huge. I mean, that's the thing.
No tutties, but
so Edelman is the system works, and once again, Edelman's involved again. He's their number 1 receiver probably. N'Keal Harry had a good game. I think 7 or 8 catches. Am I right with him?
He did. He had 8 catches, 72 yards.
I traded for him in fantasy too.
Did you really?
Yep.
James White.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what?
And James White was missing from that game.
Yeah, not to make not to laugh at that, but yeah, obviously, as our podcast, all the guys here probably think the same thing. Our condolences to the family. James White found out right before the game. His mom and his father and mother were in a pretty bad car accident. Obviously, his dad passed away, and his mom was in serious condition. His dad was an ex-police chief from the area down there, so our prayers go out to their family. James White, one of the ex-Badger, great guy, and just a pro. Could have been MVP of the Super Bowl in Atlanta if they didn't get a Tom Brady because he had a great game in that Super Bowl. So, I just can't imagine how you do that just suddenly like that. So, our prayers again to James White's family. But yeah, back to the game. A lot of numbers in that game. A lot of fancy numbers. You had Russell Wilson 5 touchdown passes, I believe, in that game
to 5 different receivers.
And the thing about this, I'm looking at right now and watching that game. He threw 3 deep balls in that game. 3. Okay. What was his completions? What was the
He was 21 for 28.
Okay. He threw like That's 8 or 9 deep balls, and 3 of them he threw were all him, and the one touchdown was a little bit of him, the receiver, but the ball he's throwing right now is incredible. I mean, he's always been a good quarterback, but he might be getting to that second level now. I don't know. I mean, he's throwing the ball really well, not relying on his feet as much as he used to, and I like what I see from Russell Wilson.
Yeah, he's definitely, after 2 games, the front runner for the MVP. I just say pump the brakes on saying that they're an incredible defense because they've given up a lot of points and a lot of yards thus far. So
it's all about when you need to stop them, though, and they stop them at the goal line.
I mean, if I could change my playoff predictions, because I had them missing the playoffs, I'd say they're probably an 11-5, 12-4 team.
You don't get to change them now.
Yeah. I think I had him in the playoffs. I believe I did. I can't remember. I know I did Rams winning the division.
I'll change them if I damn well want to change them.
No. So we'll move to the NFC North. We'll move to the 2 teams that people care about around here. Green Bay, Detroit. Green Bay 42-21 winner. Once again, Green Bay looked very good again. This time it was Aaron Jones' turn to be the fantasy player of the day over Davante Adams. Adams left the game with a hamstring injury, saying it's not a big deal. He'll be back next week. At one point, Lions were up 14-3 in that game, and then they became the Lions. No offense, Willie.
Hey, well, they're
the Bears aren't much better in that department, but, I mean, the Lions are facing a lot of injuries. We talked about it earlier. I think me and Ed were talking about it. They're missing cornerback. They have a lot of injuries. They're decimated just as much as...
Yeah, their first-round draft was a cornerback.
And I think that's another... Give me the hot seat alert. Give me it. Give me the noise. Okay. Matt Patricia.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They fired Jim Caldwell, who was always consistent after the 0-16 year. He was 9-7 the year he got fired.
Right, yeah.
And now I think Patricia's won 11 games in 4 years or something like that. Somewhere.
If you're lucky.
Okay. So Matt Patricia...
They lost their last 11 games.
So he's the second guy we're putting on the hot seat?
Yes, he's the second one.
I don't know, I have this weird feeling that the Lions are still going to win quite a few games this year. I don't know why. And then
I don't think they can. I just don't think they're healthy enough to do it.
I think the offense is pretty
The next
good.
game is against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Good luck.
You know where I got the Cardinals, baby.
And here's I'm not saying I agree with you, their offense, but
yeah,
they have to put 35 points a game to stop some of these teams. 30. Can they do that?
Shootout.
No, they get Galladay back. I believe, this week.
Yep.
So Galladay comes back.
It's going to help.
They got their one receiver.
So, and I didn't do this on purpose. I'll flip it. But the Bears-Giants game yesterday, Bears come out 17-3 after taking a 17-0 lead. Kind of held on. A couple questionable calls in the game. One was a pick six called back, which the referee, after the game, went to Eddie Jackson and apologized, said it was a bad call, which it's great when it could have been 24-10 and you were sitting there, biting your nails at the end. So I don't know why the ref told him that. I also disagree with Eddie Jackson going to the media and telling him that because it's the ref pretty much admitting it after the Bears won the game, so it didn't hurt anything. Mm-hmm. So I don't agree with Eddie Jackson calling the referee out, being honest with him. But the ref should have, obviously, it is what it is. Mitch Trubisky started out great, had a great first quarter, and just a couple throws at the end. It's one of those things we'll see as it goes on. Giants defense played very inspired, and with Saquon Barkley going out, they played well. I mean, but the Giants just aren't good either. They aren't very good.
And another reason for Allen Robinson wanting to leave: 3 catches, 3 yards.
There was 2 balls he didn't fight for and didn't get either. I watched the game.
Well, yeah, all right.
There was one that got popped up and one he didn't pull out of a guy's hand. So
right.
And it is what it is. I mean, I here's the thing: Allen Robinson is a good receiver, and it's going to hurt the Bears that he's gone because he does change the field. But he was that unhappy. I think they should trade him. I like Allen Robinson. I have no problem with
I thought
that.
he rescinded that thought. Like, he doesn't want to leave.
No, there's more came out after the game the other day. A bunch of people put different Twitter things on. He liked a bunch of stuff. Like one guy said, only so many percentage of your passes were catchable or something like that. And he liked this. And once again, you know what? Be a man. And when they're asking you in the media and you ask you about Mitch, don't go, yeah, he's my quarterback. Well, just say, well, you don't got to say he's terrible. You don't have to give him a vote of confidence either, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just a two-way street. So I don't know. I just think that we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hey, you know what? All the bullshit, and they're 2-0. So that's all I can ask for. And they go down to...
Getting back to that, though, how does Mitch feel, too, when he's saying this stuff, and then Mitch is like, well, you read 3 defenses wrong when I was going to hit you,
Man, you don't see that stuff.
Because you don't know.
You don't know what happens, yeah.
But that's why
Mitch Trubisky isn't a point of, like, a quarterback that's going to be dumb. Because I did see one game, I can't remember who I was watching, but one of the quarterbacks, veteran quarterback, I can't remember who it was, play happened, and he's looking at the receiver going,
yeah, Mitch
Trubisky isn't doing that yet. So maybe it is his fault. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. But
you don't put it out in public, though.
Monday Night Football, the Saints took a loss, 34-24, at the opening of the Roomba Stadium in Vegas. Allegiant or Alliance, I believe. Allegiant, I believe it's called. Looks like a Roomba. Or a Death Star. But, hey, it's a great-looking stadium. Cool place to visit when you're in Vegas, when they let fans in again. Big game for David Carr. Looked good. Looked healthy. Darren Waller looked like a Pro Bowl tight end right now. Looks like maybe the best tight end in football, possibly. Next to maybe Kelsey. I mean, there's a lot of good tight ends, which is it's nice to see in the NFL. And
Ed likes tight ends.
Yeah, defensively, the Raiders played well. They played a lot over the top. We were talking earlier. If Drew, I think Eric, we talked about Drew Brees a minute ago. That over the top defense. I mean, it's tough to play against. You dink and dunk, but when you're down by points, it's hard to dink and dunk going on the field.
They missed Evans.
Yeah, Thomas.
Or Thomas, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they missed Michael Thomas, and I agree with you.
That's a big loss.
Yeah, they missed Michael Thomas. It doesn't help you. What happens is you play our defense more. You don't have to double team nobody. And the flip side of it, I don't understand what the 49er, the Saints defense was doing by not double teaming Darren Waller. I didn't understand it. Yeah, he should have been bracketed off and been done after his first 5 catches. But once again, I don't know. So as we move on, fantasy-wise, this last week in our fantasy league, right now, my division has we're all 1-1 in my division. In Ed's division, he's 2-0. Benny at a little bit of a rat problems 1-1, and Culver's Dumpster is 0-2. Who is Dumpster?
That's Hop.
Hop.
I thought he would be so much better.
Lance Pants and D-Lo are 1-1, and Spanix and Sandals are 0-2. And you got the best division right now is Willie's division.
Where?
2-0. Earl's Daddy, which is Jace, I believe. Seaside Crackers 1-1, and Gene's Territories Index card, which is Willie 1-1. So the best division right now is Willie's division win-wise. Big wins this week. Ed was our big scorer this week at 196. That's a huge score. He put Dumpster.
I played all my bench guys too.
Yeah, Culver's Dumpster is more like the BK Dumpster now. That's how bad his team is. Our second highest scorer, it looks like it was Willie 160.
It was me.
Really?
Career. The guys on the bottom of the draft board must have scored this week.
Yeah.
So you got Zeke. I mean, you got good players.
So remember that for next week. Next week's fantasy, guys. I don't have the matchups, but whatever. And can I steal this from you, Ed?
Yeah.
So next week's matchups here, let's take a peek. Dolphins, Jaguars we have on the docket. Raiders, Patriots. Rams, Bills. Texans, Steelers. 49ers, Giants. Titans, Vikings. Washington football team. Washington, Cleveland. Bengals, Eagles. We also have the Bears, Falcons. Jets, Colts. Panthers, Chargers. Lions, Cardinals. Buccaneers, Broncos. Cowboys, Seahawks. Packers, Saints. And Chiefs, Ravens. Couple games of the week I'm going to point out right now. I'm going to take Chiefs, Ravens. I think Packers, Saints is a big one. If you're looking at team matchups, I think those are two that right now. Oh, the Rams, Bills. That's going to be a good matchup too. And really, right now, that's all I see that's jumping out at me. An early 1-1 matchup like Washington, Cleveland. 2 1-1 teams, Cleveland looked really good last Thursday, which I don't think we talked about the Browns game. I'm sorry. Browns did beat Cincinnati last Thursday night. Joe Burrow had a great game. Baker Mayfield had a great game. Both Cleveland's running backs.
How about my Chubb?
Yeah, Kareem Hunt.
My Chubb.
Who I said Chubb might be done, but him and Hunt
26 points.
Both were monsters last week.
Yep.
And
who? Mike? Who? Mike?
And Odell Beckham had his first touchdown, I think, as a Brown in like 17 years. But yeah, we got the O&T Bengals and Eagles. Watch for that one. You're listening to the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. Check us out on Facebook at Basement Benchwarmers, also on Instagram at Basement Benchwarmers, and on Twitter at Base Benchwarmers, and our email is basementbenchwarmers@gmail.com. Well, guys, thanks for another great week, another great show for Ed, Eric, and Willie. This is the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. Have a good week. Stay healthy. Wash your hands.